Today, what is it about Mafex action figures that makes them so gosh darn toy photography worthy? Well, hello there everybody, I'm Photo Dave and this is Toypixx, and whether this is your first or 100th time on the channel, Toypixx is all about helping you and helping me get a whole lot better at our action figure photography. So if that sounds cool to you, go ahead and click subscribe while I explain exactly what's going on in this video. I'm going to go over what it is about Mafex action figures that I believe makes them absolutely perfect for action figure photography. So, if that sounds cool to you, go ahead, kick back, relax, watch me go over a few figures and learn what it is that makes these things just so gosh darn cool to yours truly. Okay, before we really get started, let's be perfectly honest. I am a self-styled Mafex hua. I love these things. These are kind of what I see as the cream of the crop of action figures, and they are pricey. The prices reflect that. They are about $70 if you order them from Japan, which is pretty much where they originate, so that would make sense. But then there's the shipping, which is really what adds a lot of the cost to it. So I'll get a figure, say, for around $90 probably, because you spend the $65 to $70 for the figure itself, and then I spend $20-some from DHL to get it sent my way. So yeah, they are pricey. But man, when it comes to action figure photography, they're also pretty. So for the first section, the first thing we're going to talk about when it comes to what it is that makes Mafex action figures so fantastic for toy photography is just their look. Look at this Superman. Let's see here. Yeah, check that dude out. This is the Superman that I've wanted for literally decades. I like this scale. It's about 1/12 to 1/11 scale. I mean, Mafex runs a little larger than true 1/12 scale, but its size is perfect. Its look, I mean, that is what we all think of as a classic Superman. And it's not just him. Whenever Mafex does a figure, it looks exactly like the source material. So you do have that. When it comes to comic action figures, for instance, you're going to get stylized based on who the artist was that drew it for the story. This is from the Batman Hush storyline, so this is a Jim Lee Superman. Fortunately, when it comes to Jim Lee's renderings of DC Comics figures, they tend to be pretty much a look that we all know and love, or, you know, it's not overly complex or anything. You look at these and you're going, that can fit in as just my regular DC Comics Superman. So they just look great. And when Mafex puts together a figure with a cloth cape, for instance, you've got wires running through them. Now, plastic capes aren't awful as long as they're just supposed to be there for decoration. But cloth capes without wire, ooh, those are rough. Those make me sad. Cloth capes with wire, however, these are perfect. I mean, all the posing that you can do with this, that's obviously a little more of a Batman pose there, but hey, all the posing you can do with these kinds of things, I mean, it's almost like the cape itself becomes a separate action figure that you get to use. It's sweet. And I just think that when it comes to the look, when it comes to the capes, when it comes to all kinds of ridiculousness, Mafex just crushes it. For this next part of why Mafex really crushes it when it comes to action figure photography, let's go over articulation, specifically the shoulder joints, the drop-down hinges, and the waist. Yeah, the waist. So check this out. You've got butterfly shoulders. Standard. Like, these come on all kinds of Mafex figures. It makes me happy. Move backwards quite a bit so you can get kind of that wind up going. And then, of course, you gotta show off the arms a little bit when you're talking shoulders. This is kind of how arms work in real life. It would be best if the forearm were back here a little more, but when you bend your arm, go ahead and do it now and realize that, oh hey, it doesn't touch going from the elbow up to the shoulder, because eventually your forearm and your bicep actually do get in the way. You're going to leave a little triangle like this, so I think that's cool. Then you've got, like I said, a ball-jointed waist, which is absolutely perfect. One thing that I can't stand on other lines is a waist cut, where it'll leave like plastic, just a flat piece of plastic there when you twist the waist, and you need to twist the waist to get into insanely dynamic poses. Like, you know, that kind of deal. And another thing, because the waist and the ab crunch, or the kind of the ab cut here, they work together, so it looks a lot more natural when you're rotating it all. You've got the drop down hinges that, let's see, there's your drop down, which allows for a little more motion, not tons. Got great knee articulation. And one thing that I like to bring up from time to time, just because it's so sweet on these things, is the way the neck works with the head. You got a ball joint at the base of the neck, which obviously I'm not going to pop off his head to show you, but you can do that. And then you've got a ball on top of there too. So when you get the two working together, it's insane. I think that when it comes to articulation, there's second to none. I know when it comes to look and some of that stuff, there's an argument to be made that Mezco does really good stuff in the aesthetic category, but I would say for articulation, especially with a character like Batman or Spider-Man, it's likely I'll never pick up a Mezco, because these guys are supposed to be pretty flexible, and as cool as Mezco might look, cloth goods are going to get in the way of the function that these guys are supposed to be able to do. So there you go. We've covered aesthetic, and we've covered articulation. Next! Now the last thing I'm going to talk about when it comes to what makes Mafex action figures so great for toy photography is accessories. Look at that. Now, this is just a really high-tech, quality Ziploc bag style way of storing accessories, but let's go through these. Remember, this is Mr. J, and he really doesn't come with tons compared to a lot of Mafex figures. In fact, he didn't come with this gun. Right now, Warner Brothers has a mandate going where their figures can't come with guns. So I bought that off of a pack that I got off of Mezco, which is the Double Trouble pack. It's a Tommy gun. Joker needs a Tommy gun. Anywho, that's why he's holding that. But let's instead look at what he actually did come with when it comes to Mafex. Now, when you're a toy photographer, you want head options. Look at that crazy thing. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. So he's already got one head, and he's got this one that is nightmare fuel. The other one just looks nuts. This one looks like he's either about to kill you, or he just killed you. Not a cute look, but definitely appropriate for the Joker. And then we have two pointing hands like this. Let's see, I'm going to go through this. I kind of made this a mess, so he's got holding hands for, he does come with a knife, and I'll show that off, so he's got a couple of those. He's got, oh, there's another pointing hand. Aw, jeez. Aw, jeez. We've got a fist, because, you know, Joker's constantly using his might. Not really. And we've got rock-on hands, or actually, that tends to be the right hand for weapons, for guns, which is ironic since he didn't come with a gun, but that's the one I'm using for the other gun over there. He was originally supposed to come with a gun, but because of WB, they had to get rid of that. So I think that's pretty much all the hand. Oh, wait, nope. We also have the chill hands, the relaxed hands. No big thing there. And then we've got these crazy open hands. So again, when it comes to toy photography, you want a lot of heads and a lot of hands, because that just gives you a lot more expression you can play with your figures. Couple that with all the articulation and the look, and you've got yourself some winning figures, some winning toys, but there's the knife he comes with. Now it can be argued that, hey man, Mezco comes with a bunch of cool stuff like that, bunch of cool weapons. I love the jittery camera there. And they do, and they come with a ton of stuff. But you're also paying even more of a premium for those. So you're losing out on articulation. You're getting a pretty, I would argue, a decent look with Mezco. And you're getting tons of accessories, but you're missing out on articulation, and I'm not sure you've got quite the aesthetic. There are some that I have on pre-order because I think the aesthetic's good enough, and I don't think Mafex is going to get to those figures, but overall, I would say Mafex here definitely is my preferred line, especially, how can you not love the Joker? Look at Mr. J. Look at that version of Mr. J. Another Jim Lee version, not everyone's cup of tea for me. He looks perfectly insane. And folks, that, as they say, is that. Comment below, let me know if I'm spot on. Is Mafex the absolute best action figure line out there for toy photography? Or is there something else you're thinking about? And keep in mind, when it comes to what I'm saying here for Mafex, I don't have any Mezco figures yet, and I don't have anything NECA aside from the Mirage Studios Fugitoid. So I haven't really gotten to grab those and see what's going on there. But right now, I would say Mafex is #1. But like I say, let me know if I'm right or wrong. As always, in the video description below, I'll be posting a bunch of Mafex affiliate links, as well as today's surprise ridiculous thingy. I'll give you a little hint on that. It's kind of a pimp my ride for rich people. Very, very strange stuff. Anywho, thank you again for watching. Thanks for checking out. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing, all the good stuff. Always appreciate it. Thanks a ton. That's all I got. So on that happy note, have fun and happy snapping. See ya.